Hello everyone, welcome to my online prep. This is the revision series for CAIIB exam 2023 and we are discussing chapter wise MCQs from the paper Advanced Bank Management. Today we have for you the chapter 16 from module B, that is HRM and Information Technology, under which the topics are the role of information technology in the human resource management, HR information and database management, human resource information system and human resource management system. These two are very important topics. Then we have EHRM, HR research, knowledge management, technology and training, again an important topic, and HR analytics. So we'll be discussing the MCQs that are important from the exam point of view alongside the concepts that are related to these questions so that you can complete your revision efficiently. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe the channel of my online prep so that you don't miss any video, because these videos are being uploaded on a daily basis. The exam is very near and the challenge for you is to complete the revision in this given time period. So we are here to help you in this task. Now we shall start with the first question from today's session. The first question is, describe the impact of globalization on information technology adoption. We know that each and every sector, each and every production unit, this is using information technology today. कहीं भी ऐसा नहीं है कि अब information technology ने penetrate ना किया हो. So globalization का उस पे क्या impact है? Has globalization played no role in the adoption of information technology? Whether the information technology adoption is solely driven by ideological factors, or it is necessary for the survival and achievement of the excellence in a globalized world, or the national boundaries they prevent organizations from adopting information technology. So out of these the right answer is C. आज के time पे, because in the 21st century that we are living in, it marks the beginning of the information age. This is known as the information age. So it has become necessary to make use of the extensive information that is available in all the areas for the strategic decision making, as well as for policy formulation. So जो future visualize किया जाता है उसमें it is marked with a new criteria for success, where the access and interpretation of data, this would play important role. Here globalization has wiped out all the national boundaries. So national boundaries अब globalization में हैं ही नहीं. जो भी organizations हैं, these are now linked from each other. Organization in India, they are linked from organizations all over the world, and information technology has contributed to a great extent in this process. So no impact, this is also wrong, and it is solely based or driven on ideological factors. ये पहले था, मतलब जो प्राइवेट या फॉरेन सेक्टर बैंक्स थे वही केवल यूज कर रहे थे इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी को, पर आज के टाइम पे ये आइडियोलॉजिकल फैक्टर्स नहीं है, इट इज अ नेसेसिटी, मोर ऑफ अ necessity to adopt the information technology. So the right answer is C, that it is necessary for survival and achieving of excellence in a globalized world. Next, the question is, according to Thomas Stewart, what role does the microchip play in the information economy? So we know that the introduction of microprocessor has actually increased the manufacturing units and their efficiency. Now, what is the role that it plays in the information economy? Options are, it is irrelevant to the development of the information technology. It serves as the engine driving the information economy. It has limited potential for changing the business landscape, or it is a secondary component of the information economy. So if we see in the words of Thomas Stewart, the microchip is actually going to be the engine around which the information economy will be built, as well as the software will be the fuel. So it serves as the engine. Microchip will be the engine and software will act as the fuel. So microchip is actually expected to change the business beyond recognition. It has great potential. Limited potential nahi hai, balki great potential. And there's no sector that has not touched by it. But especially if we talk about banking, so in the banking sector, it has absorbed this technology in its fullest potential for improving the operational efficiency as well as providing customer service. So it is a primary component in the information economy. It serves as an engine driving the information economy. This is the right answer. B is the right answer to this question. Moving on. The next question is, how has technology impacted the role of human resource professionals in organizations? जब टेक्नोलॉजी अडेप्ट की जा रही है तो उसका इम्पैक्ट ह्यूमन रिसोर्स प्रोफेशनल्स पे क्या पड़ रहा है? गिवन स्टेटमेंट्स आर, it has diminished the need for human resource professionals, it has made human resource professionals more administratively focused, it has limited the scope of HR actions and decision making, or it has transformed human resource professionals into strategic partners. So, out of these, what is the right answer? The right answer is B, that is only 4. If we see, then the technology has actually transformed the role of the human resource professional. It is not as it was before. They are now professionals. They are acting as strategic partners. Before they had administrative focused task. मतलब पहले administrative focused task था, अब नहीं है. So this is cancelled out. अब क्या है? Now they are acting as strategic partners with the organizations. And by leveraging technology, the HR professionals can actually contribute to innovative initiatives. They can lead to initiatives that would be productive for the organization, re-engineer the HR actions, as well as play a critical role in driving the organizational success. So they play a critical role, क्योंकि अब टेक्नोलॉजी की वजह से एचआर का रोल चेंज हो जाएगा. जो ह्यूमन रिसोर्स प्रोफेशनल्स हैं उनकी नीड कम नहीं होगी, उनकी नीड और बढ़ेगी, बट उनका रोल चेंज हो जाएगा. Scope of HR actions and decision making will change. It will not limit it. It will transform the human resource professionals from administrative focus to more as strategic partners with the organization. So the right answer is B, only 4. Next. Question is, according to Bernard Marr, what valuable resource does the average HR team does not protect? उनके पास कौन सा डेटा नहीं होता है? तो आज के टाइम पे जो एचआर टीम है या फिर जो एचआर डिपार्टमेंट्स है, उनका फोकस केवल रिकॉर्ड्स को, डेटा को मैनेज करना नहीं होता है. मतलब उनका फोकस अब किस तरीके में कि वो कौन कौन सी तरह का डेटा है उसको कलेक्ट कर सकते हैं, किस तरीके से उनको यूज कर सकते हैं फॉर एनहांसिंग द प्रोसेसेस. सो अंडर दिस, बर्नार्ड Marr has given this statement that the average human resource team, they are actually sitting on a data gold mine, and they have stated various types of data that are available. It includes recruitment data, even career progression data, training data, absenteeism figures, and so on, but it does not include technical expertise. So यहाँ पे पूछा क्या गया, क्या पोजेस नहीं करते. सो टेक्निकल एक्सपर्टीज ये डेटा उनके पास नहीं होता है. नाउ करियर प्रोग्रेशन, रिक्रूटमेंट डेटा, एब्सेंटीज्म फिगर्स, इसके अलावा दे हैव एक्सेस टू ट्रेनिंग डेटा, productivity data. Then they also have personal development reviews, the personal development reviews that are created in the organization, then the competency profile, staff satisfaction data, and much more. प्लस ट्रेडिशनल डेटा सेट्स के अलावा भी अब और बहुत सारे डेटा वो कलेक्ट कर सकते हैं. दे कैन यूज द सोशल मीडिया पेनिट्रेशन, वो सोशल मीडिया से डेटा कलेक्ट कर सकते हैं या फिर ईमेल से कर सकते हैं एम्प्लॉय सेंटिमेंट के लिए. सो व्हेन डेटा इज एक्चुअली यूज्ड टू इम्प्रूव द डिसीजंस, it makes the employees happier and optimize their processes. So the right answer is A, that is technical expertise. Next. The next question is, what is one of the key requirements for the HR to contribute effectively and give an organization a winning edge? एक key requirement, basic requirement जो कि HR के पास होनी चाहिए. Statements are technical skills in data analytics, conceptualization and innovation abilities, effective record keeping systems, or the adaptability to global markets. The right answer here is actually B, that is conceptualization and innovation abilities. Now, in order to contribute effectively and provide an organization with the winning edge, the HR professionals needs to have conceptualization as well as innovation abilities. They should be able to think strategically. They should provide strategic information and data. They should create innovative solutions, and drive positive change in the organization. So these are the necessary skills that the HR should have. So the right answer here is B, conceptualization and innovation abilities. टेक्निकल स्किल्स इन डेटा एनालिटिक्स ये जरूरी नहीं है, ये विनिंग एज के लिए बहुत की नहीं है. इफेक्टिव रिकॉर्ड कीपिंग, ग्लोबल मार्केट्स, ये सारी चीजें इंपॉर्टेंट है, बट द की कैरेक्टरिस्टिक इज ओनली बी. सो बी इज द राइट आंसर. नेक्स्ट. Before we move on to the next question, here's an important information for you. You can get free mock tests as well as free videos on the My Online Prep app. You can download this app from Google Play and avail these services. These are provided so that you can complete your revision in the most efficient way possible. We at My Online Prep are trying to provide you with the best material and sources that are efficient so that you can get 60 plus marks in your exam. आप लोग easily 60 plus स्कोर कर सकते हो अगर आप ये सारे मॉक टेस्ट सॉल्व कर रहे हो, उसके साथ में जो रिलेटेड कॉन्सेप्ट्स है उनको रिवाइज कर रहे हो. So avail these facilities now and give your 100%. Now we'll move on to the next question. The question is, what are the major barriers to the success of the HRIS implementation? That is the human resource information सिस्टम. तो उसके इम्प्लीमेंटेशन में मेजर बैरियर्स क्या है? स्टेटमेंट्स आर लैक ऑफ मैनेजमेंट कमिटमेंट, हाई कॉस्ट, टेक्नोलॉजिकल लिमिटेशंस और इनएडिक्वेट डेटा स्टोरेज कैपेसिटी. So actually the major barriers to the success of the HRIS implementation, it includes the lack of management commitment as well as the high cost. These high costs are associated with acquiring, implementing as well as maintaining the system. यहाँ पे इसको एक्वायर करने में, इम्प्लीमेंट करने में, मेंटेन करने में काफी ज्यादा कॉस्ट इन्वॉल्व होते हैं. सो दीज आर द टू मेजर बैरियर्स टुवर्ड्स दिस इम्प्लीमेंटेशन. अब टेक्नोलॉजिकल लिमिटेशंस इसमें नहीं है क्योंकि इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी यूज की जाती है, एंड एडिक्वेट डेटा स्टोरेज कैपेसिटी भी बैरियर नहीं होता है. जो HRS है, इट इज वन ऑफ द मेजर मॉडर्न HR tools for the sorting, development and retrieving of the employee data. और यहाँ पे जो मेजर बैरियर है, ये या तो हो सकता है कि जो मैनेजमेंट है वो कमिटेड नहीं है, वो मोटिवेटेड नहीं है कि इसको यूज करे, या फिर हाई कॉस्ट हो सकता है, पर जो बेनिफिट्स हैं ये एक्चुअली इसके लिमिटेशन से ज्यादा होते हैं. एंड वंस इट इज इम्प्लीमेंटेड इट इन एनी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, द एम्प्लॉयज एंड द मैनेजमेंट हैव एक्सेप्टेड एंड रियलाइज द बेनिफिट्स. एज फार एज द बैंकिंग इंडस्ट्री इज कंसर्न, इट हैज बीन इम्प्लीमेंटेड सिंस द लास्ट 3 डेकेड्स. तो इसके बेनिफिट्स बहुत ज़्यादा है. एक बार प्रॉपरली इसको इम्प्लीमेंट कर लिया जाता है, एक्सेप्ट कर लिया जाता है हर एक लेवल पे, तो ये बहुत सारे बेनिफिट्स लीड करता है ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के लिए. मतलब जो रिटर्न्स हैं, रिपोर्ट्स हैं, एक्सटर्नल एजेंसीज है, ये सारी प्रॉब्लम्स यहाँ पे सॉल्व हो जाती हैं. बट द मेजर बैरियर्स आर 1 and 2, दैट इज सी. सो सी इज द राइट आंसर टू दिस क्वेश्चन. नेक्स्ट. The next question is, what are the benefits of implementing a human resource management system? Given statements are streamlining financial reporting, increasing employee engagement, automating the repetitive HR tasks, or enhancing the decision making based on accurate data. So implementing an HRMS in the organization, it provides benefits such as, first, automating the repetitive HR tasks, as well as it leads to increased efficiency, enabling better decision making that is based on accurate and up-to-date data. So efficiency of the decision making is also improved. So under this system, certain modules are created, and these modules can actually help with managing the payrolls of the organization. They can make it automated. Then recruitment as well as onboarding of the employees, gathering, storing, accessing the employee information of the employee can be used, keeping attendance records, how well the employees are attending and they are continuously working in the organization, the learning management, and so on. So the human resource management system, it provides the benefits of automating the repetitive HR tasks as well as enhancing the decision making. So the right answer is D, 3 and 4. Streamlining financial reporting and increasing the employee engagement, ये इसका part नहीं है. Only 3 and 4 is the right answer. So D is the solution. Next question is, What benefits can the organization gain from implementing EHRM? अगर EHRM में देखें, it can be defined as the planning, implementation, as well as application of information technology for both networking as well as supporting the HR activities. ये मतलब जितनी भी HR systems है उसको integrate करता है, as well as the activities that are using the web based technologies. So web based technologies को use करके HR systems को integrate किया जाता है, and then these systems are provided. So what benefits? The given statements are streamlined HR processes and reduced complexity, empowerment of employees to take control of HR functions, enhanced strategic decision making through data analysis or outsourcing of HR functions to external service providers. The right answer is 1 as well as 3. So C is the right answer, 1 and 3. So EHRM के अंदर actually we can divide it into 3 levels or 3 tiers. These levels are operational, relational, and transformational. The regarding operations, relationals, as well as the transformational levels. The operational EHRM, it is related with the managerial elements of the HR division और ये ज़्यादा administrative function से related होता है. Then जो relational EHRM होता है ये social EHRM भी होता है. It is concerned with supporting the business processes such as training, recruitment, selection, etc. And then transformational EHRM में ये सारी activities आती हैं which are related to the strategic reorientation wherever it is required. So seeing these three, we can say actually the right answer is C, 1 and 3. Next. The next question is related from the topic knowledge management. This is also an important topic. So the question says, which of the following factors contribute to effective knowledge pooling in an organization? So पहले तो knowledge management होता क्या है? It actually refers to the process of creating knowledge, storing it, as well as distributing and pooling the knowledge, so these processes, they have an implication for all the subsystems of the organization. Now pooling knowledge किस पे depend करता है? Culture पे depend करता है, interpersonal interactions पे depend करता है, और भी बहुत सारे managerial processes हैं. Individually, the individuals, they have to have explicitly state their thinkings, their rationale, the basis of their judgment, so that it can be stored and used in a similar situations by others. तो यहाँ पे इसको facilitate करने के लिए, possible करने के लिए जरूरी क्या है? It is important to have an open and collaborative culture, frequent interdepartmental communication, knowledge sharing platforms and technologies. So 2, 3 and 4. C is the right answer. Hierarchical organizational structure ये जरूरी नहीं होता है. This can be cancelled out. So knowledge management या knowledge pooling, इसके लिए जरूरी क्या है कि collaborative culture हो, एक कल्चर जो फैसिलिटेट करे इंटर डिपार्टमेंटल कम्युनिकेशन को, ऑल्सो नॉलेज शेयरिंग प्लेटफॉर्म्स एंड टेक्नोलॉजीज को यूज किया जाए. सो नॉलेज वर्कर्स हियर, मैनेजमेंट, दे प्ले द रोल ऑफ knowledge workers and they pool in this type of knowledge. अब knowledge management के कुछ components हैं. There are 5 components. This is important to remember. These components are people, processes, technology, structure, as well as culture. These are the important components of knowledge management. So here the right answer is C, that is 2, 3 and 4. Moving on. The next question is, how can open source software such as Apache Hadoop and Apache Spark contribute to the big data solutions? Now let us first revise what is big data. Big data is the type that is beyond the ability of the traditional databases. So beyond the ability, जो traditional relational databases हैं वो capture नहीं कर सकते, manage नहीं कर सकते या process नहीं कर सकते. ये size data के इतना ज़्यादा होता है. They can only process the data with low latency. मतलब ये इनके characteristics क्या हो सकते हैं? They have high volume, then high velocity, and also high variety. So they have high variety. So sources यहाँ पे ज़्यादा complex होते जा रहे हैं, and because these data they are being driven by the artificial intelligence, mobile devices, social media, इसीलिए traditional method से control नहीं किए जा सकते हैं. So here how do the open source software such as these help? Options are they offer cost effective and flexible data processing and storage capabilities. They focus solely on social media and web data analysis. They provide real-time data visualization tools, or they are specifically designed for small-scale data sets. The right answer among this is A, that they offer cost-effective and flexible data processing as well as storage capacity. So यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है, मतलब जब HR एनालिटिक्स को यूज किया जाता है तो ये बिग डेटा एनालिटिक्स में काफी ज्यादा अपना रोल प्ले कर सकता है, ओवरऑल बिजनेस एनालिसिस में हेल्प कर सकता है. ऑल्सो थ्रू बिग डेटा एनालिटिक्स वी कैन एक्चुअली अल्टीमेटली फ्यूल बेटर एंड फास्टर डिसीजन मेकिंग. सो इसके कुछ बेनिफिट्स होते हैं. what benefits big data analytics gives? It gives faster and better decision making. First, faster and better decision making. Second, it also provides us cost reduction and operational efficiency. Also, third benefit is that it provides improved data. The data that is improved, it is driven go to market. Data that is go to market, ready to use data. So this is the benefits of the big data analysis, and here the benefits or sources such as Apache Hadoop and Apache Spark, they offer cost-effective and flexible data processing as well storage capabilities under big data analytics. So the right answer is A. And the last question from today's session is, according to the 3 V's concept, what are the 3 defining properties of big data? We have already discussed this in the previous question, that big data characteristics are that it involves high volume, high variety as well as high velocity. So the right answer is C, volume, variety and velocity. बाकी ऑप्शंस में दिया हुआ है वैल्यू. वैल्यू बिग डेटा से रिलेटेड नहीं होता है, मतलब इसका साइज ज्यादा होता है या ये कॉम्प्लेक्स होता है, बिकॉज इट इज कलेक्टेड फ्रॉम द सोर्सेज लाइक आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस, मोबाइल डिवाइसेस, वेब बेस्ड सॉल्यूशंस एंड सो ऑन. तो इसको एनालिटिक्स करने के लिए ओपन सोर्स सॉफ्टवेयर है जो हमने डिस्कस किए उनको यूज किया जाता है. सो द राइट आंसर हियर for this question is C. So with this, we have come to the end of today's session. We have discussed the chapter 16 from module B of the advanced bank management. Again, we'll come up with different chapters and videos for those. We'll come up with the most crucial MCQs that have been compiled, that have the highest probability of being asked in the coming examination. So see these videos, practice these MCQs, also revise the topics that have been covered. ये जरूरी है क्योंकि जब रिवीजन होगा तभी आप एफिशिएंट तरीके से अपने एग्जाम को दे पाओगे. सो प्रॉपर रिवीजन इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सो इफ यू लाइक दिस वीडियो, हिट द लाइक बटन, सब्सक्राइब टू द चैनल ऑफ माय ऑनलाइन प्रेप. ये यूट्यूब चैनल पे हम लोग रोज वीडियोस अपलोड कर रहे हैं ताकि आपका रिवीजन जो भी टाइम बचा है उसमें complete ho jaye. Also download the app where you can practice the free mock tests that are available. You can also see the free videos that are available. We are giving our best so that you can give your best in this exam and score 60 plus and qualify the examination. So now we'll meet again in the next video. Till then, keep learning with us and thank you.